What's going on, people? This is Patrick Michael Strange, host of the New Release Wednesday show, covering AwesomeCon 2015 for all of y'all. I got a special treat for y'all right now. This guy right here and I go way back into time. Like straight up when we was in the cradle, essentially, especially in the creative game. This is my former partner with Temple Far East Entertainment, Temple Studios, my man Jerry Gaylord, but you don't know his Temple stuff. You know him because he's bringing the boom now. He's created his own identity with Identity Studios, Boom Studios, but he's the artist on Bill and Ted. He was on Loki, Rock and Roll, I think was the name of that book, right?
Ragnar Rock and Roll, yeah.
And then right before that, though, you were killing it on the Fanboys versus Zombies joint. That was the joint that launched you, man, right?
Yeah, that was the big one. That was like the first thing that was crazy. Got the Harvey nomination and all that. So yeah, it's a big deal, near and dear to my heart.
That was a proud moment, man, sitting there watching my dude. We were at the Harvey Awards and having my boy's name called. I'm like, that's my dog. You know, you already killing in the game. When even before we met, our mutual friend Jay Paul would hype the S out of you, man. Shout out to my man Samuel J. Paul. This is going to get real personal right now because we have so much connection. When I first got out of the military, I was trying to get into comics, trying to start something. My man Samuel J. Paul, you got to talk to this dude. My man Samuel J. was a stuntman on this Batman thing over, was it King's Dominion or whatever? No, it was Six Flags.
Six Flags,
yeah. Yeah. He was like, yo, this dude, best caricatures in the world. And you got to see his pencil skills, his line art, his sequentials. Check him out, man. He was like hyping you up like a mug dog. I'm like, who is this dude? Really?
He's a good dude.
Is he paying you? Or what's the deal? Because you was hyping this man like crazy. Then I checked him out. We met at a hotel. You and your gal. I met you and Penny. It was like right after when they had like a Tyson's Corner show.
Yeah.
Remember that, dog? Taking you back into time.
Yeah, that was it.
And I was loving it. You had like this X-Men, like just this cool X-Men joint. You had like the 90s animated joint, and then you had like this other joint, and I was like, okay, that's my guy. And we dropped this book called Blood of Onyx, and then just one after the other, we got work with this institute called the Time Dollar Institute. We dropped a book called Time Dollars, and we made a lot of other good friends, David Dandorf, David Newbold. We launched Temple, and then this guy, man, he just went into the atmosphere after that, because once people started seeing that, like, boom Studios, man, you were doing like some upper deck cards, some trading cards, just all that, man. But, you know, I was happy to be there at your start, man, and then to watch you blossom into everything else. Like, take me from there, man, because it's been a minute since we connected. From there to, like, landing Fanboys versus Zombies, which, like, put you on that other platform. For those up-and-coming creators that are watching this show that want to know how to just get into this game. Take the mic, brother.
Oh, right on.
You can rock that mic.
So, I mean, basically, it's what you see here. I got together with my wife, some friends, some studio mates, and we put together Identity Comics. We started doing shows. We did, as many shows as we could. We went to New York. We met editors, publishers, and that's really how it starts. You put your own thing together, and you just get it out there, and that's what we did. That's how we got started, and that's how we got connections with other artists who were able to point us in the right direction. That's how we got into doing trading cards and sketch cards and all that kind of fun stuff. Which one thing led to another, and all of that led up to us having the opportunity to work with Boom on Fanboys. So it was
tell me about the genesis of Fanboys versus Zombies, man. Did you have a little bit input into that idea, or did the writer, did Boom first discover you as like an artist, and we were like, okay, we got to tag him since we know he's an awesome artist, we got to find a writer, find the right book to launch this guy. How did that, like, were you involved with that creative aspect of that?
I was fortunate enough to be involved pretty early on.
One of those characters look like you, man. And I know, because with the books we did together,
right,
every now and then you'll see a little Jerry in that mix right
well,
there.
I definitely still throw myself into the books. Like, that's always going to happen.
One of the characters look like you.
Well, the character you're talking about, I designed him to look like another artist, Kari Randolph.
Oh, correct.
So he was doing covers for the first 8 issues.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy. He's a good friend.
He's a beast.
And I just thought it would be funny for him to get his next cover assignment and then to see these character designs of this guy that like looks just like him. So, you know, we had a lot of fun with that. But in terms of like having input on the stories, initially it was just input on character designs. Like I got to, when I came in, Humberto Ramos had already designed most of the characters, but as the story progressed, before we came out with issue 1, there were a couple more characters that we wanted to add, and I got to create them from scratch with, I mean, pretty much, you know, visually just with me. With Sam Humphries having given me like an idea of what the characters were going to be. So, you know, it was just an opportunity to do something cool like on my, you know, my first big book. And, you know, that was it.
So then after Fanboys vs. Zombies ended, you switched over to Loki, Rattle and Roll.
Loki, Ragnarok and Roll,
Eric, that was a wild out concept.
Yeah, no.
Any input on that? Or was that just, again, you like your style and we want to put you on this?
So Eric Esquivel, the writer, when he pitched the concept, he had me in mind as the artist. Nice. So story-wise, I didn't really have anything to do with that, but you know, every character visually came from my mind, and it, you know, it was a unique challenge because, you know, Loki is a character that, you know, we know like recently from you know, from like the Thor movies and Avengers. You know, and then obviously he has a long history in Marvel Comics. So for me to take, and I even, you know, Thor is in our book as well. So, you know, to have an opportunity to do something and kind of put my stamp on it and make it different from what Marvel was doing was it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Remember we had a Thor pitch way back when?
Yeah, I do.
Wizard World Philly, the Thunder Gods.
I remember.
I still want to try and drop that joke. Still got some. I'm gonna get back in. See, watching this guy, I'm like, I can do that. Makes me get. He gives me hope, people.
Oh, you can do anything you put your mind to. That's for sure.
So now, you know, Fanboys vs. Zombies. Then we went to Loki. Then you did awesome property that a lot of people know. It's a classic '80s movie, Bill and Ted. Talk about a little bit of Bill and Ted Triumphant Return.
Bill and Ted, you know, there's really not much to say. I think everybody really loved Bill and Ted, like from the '80s, you know, Boom just contacted me and they were like, hey, do you want to do Bill and Ted? And I was like, of course I want to do Bill and Ted. So, I mean, in terms of design, like Bill and Ted are Bill and Ted. You know, they said we're going to pick it up from Bogus Journey, so you should take your cues from that. So I really haven't changed very much.
But I guess I would like to think that that whole time travel concept gives you the ability to do the different time periods and stuff, and future stuff and all that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it takes place in the future. You know, a lot of it takes place, well, I guess in our past. In like, you know, the 90s. Where the early 90s where the last movie was set. You know, and we even get to do a little bit of prehistory and that kind of stuff, some Wild West. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to play with, and I think the story really lends itself to the kind of art that I like to do, which is like, you know, a fun, kind of fast-paced kind of look. And it's not, you know, not too serious. So like the caricatures that I did of the characters, you know, I think they resemble the original cast, but it's not. It's not really meant to, like, you know, be an exact kind of a thing. It's just, you know, fun. And so now after Bill and Ted, where are we going on from now? What are some of your upcoming projects you got lined up? Well,
you got your own joint coming soon from the Identity crew.
Oh yeah, definitely. Identity is certainly working on some projects with the Brotherhood of Fighters, and then we have some characters from that concept that we're going to be launching pretty soon through Kickstarter and some other things that you know, we just need time to kind of unfold and see how all that will fit into our schedules. But right now I'm working on some stuff with Lego. So you know, that stuff will be showing up pretty soon.
Licensed art or
it's just, you know, Lego projects like the Lego magazine. I'm doing some stuff with that and you know, illustration type stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's
some commercial illustration work.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Lego is fantastic. They're great to work with. You know, and whoever else wants to have some franchise art. Yeah, exactly. DC though, because as long as I've known this guy, and you can see from the Superman joint,
just this man, his favorite character superhero. You got my man Franco that does an awesome job on the team, the Tiny Titan stuff. I want an all ages Jerry Gaylord Superman book, bro.
That would be
When
dope.
can we have that, bro? I need you to make that happen. I need you to get one of your buddies, you know, because you were a little bit bigger in the game now compared to your boy. You know, I'm doing my little show thing, but you got your handle. You're talking to editors now. Have you tried to maybe make that happen? Because I know that's your baby too.
Yeah,
Superman's
well, I mean,
your dude.
I talk to editors from DC regularly.
This sounds perfect for that. An
Yeah,
all-ages
well-
Superman book with your style.
Well, it's just
Son.
it's a matter of it's always a matter of timing. You know, it's you know, when they're looking for someone has to be when I'm available and like that kind of thing. So. I mean, if the opportunity comes up, I'll take it whether I'm available
Would
or
that
not.
be your dream
So-
project, bro?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Superman?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I
yeah.
thought, because you my dog. I know this guy. Well, this is my man, Jerry Gaylord. Why don't you fill them in on where they can find you online, like DeviantArt page, Instagram, Facebook. I know you just finally set up Art of Jerry Gaylord on Facebook. Why don't you give them all that, man? Let them know how they can find you.
You can find me at the Art of Jerry Gaylord on Facebook. I am The Franchise with a Z on Twitter, The Franchise Live on Instagram, and my website is also The Franchise Live. So I'm all over the place. Or you can just Google me, Jerry Gaylord. I'll pop up, I promise. So you can find me out there.
Whenever you Google anybody, it tickles. My man Jerry Gaylord, this is the New Release Wednesday show coming at you at AwesomeCon 2015. Thank you for checking this out.
Right on.